I am the tribe.
Tribe of fuckboy.
Sure, yeah, I don't know. Nice.
I agree.
Good enough.
Is it in tune?
I guess so.
Alright, cool. That is sauce.
So
yeah, everything is looking normal. Angus, talking to your mic a little bit.
Fuck. Yeah.
How is your week?
I don't know.
I mean, just like tell me about your
Sick.
week. Does it sounds pretty sick.
It was fucking it was off the chain. Because we had a bunch of dogs that own children that we had illegally fight. Yeah. You do it like you know how it was what was her name? It was Romulus and who was the other guy's name? Fuck. It was the two brothers that were said to be raised by wolves, and then they built Rome.
I am not entirely certain.
It was Romulus and some other guy. but it's like that. They're just people just raised by a bunch of like dogs that are all legally owned, but the people are illegally owned.
All right, I will. I'll take your word for that.
That's. I think that's actually even more criminal than actual real dog fight.
Sure.
Yeah,
right.
that actually sounds like that to me. It sounds like. Sounds like a lot.
Alright, shall we get into the episode then?
That was should I just talk like that for the rest of the episode? Sounds like a lot of.
If you can manage that.
I don't think so. I don't know.
You can't manage that probably?
No.
At least you're coughing away from the mic. I can appreciate that.
I have to. I know it's my duty. And I don't know. I would kind of want to just cough on it now, just to be a dick. Totally do that. The best I can do is just go, get all like James Hetfield and try to destroy the mic with plosives and. Puh.
Really? You're gonna do that? You're gonna do that right into my very ears?
Yes. James Hetfield does that to everyone's ears.
James Hetfield's a dick.
I was actually, oh fuck, I don't even want to say it until the show starts because it's a fucking hilarious thought.
Alright, so we are starting this 35th episode of Rockland Rebel
74.
Radio in 3,
19,
2,
81,
1.
96.
Alright, yeah, I forgot,
Johnny Quest.
audio
Fucking...
hardware.
I should watch a shit ton of Johnny Quest and just so I can have a bunch of obscure Johnny Quest references that no one will ever get. Like they don't even make it obvious reference even any of the names or in the show.
All right,
or of the show.
That's fantastic. Now we're gonna start 3,
17,
2,
69,
1,
and 76 and a half.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the latest broadcast of Rockland Rebel Radio, a mostly local music podcast. I'm your host, Ian, and with me is my brother and co-host, Angus.
Hi.
Together, we are the Garland brothers, bringing you the best in local music.
Can we actually change our last names and be the new Wachowski brothers?
Sure.
I'd appreciate that.
I mean, I'm fine with the Wachowskis being the Wachowskis as is. So
yeah,
I don't think
but I mean, we could be the
Wachowski
brothers. We can replace well, now they're sisters. Someone else can take up the Wachowski brothers role, and then produce horrible content.
I mean,
produce like, I don't know. That was a little harsh.
Yeah, that was a little harsh.
I mean,
the Wachowskis produce pretty fine.
They produce fine stuff.
Like, I mean, they did. I don't know if they directed or if they just strictly produced Speed Racer.
Oh, they did? I didn't know.
Yeah, they made that a pretty nice film. I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of got panned on release, but I mean, it was actually pretty good in retrospect.
Wait, which one? The
The
new?
2005-ish film.
Isn't that the one that we saw?
Yeah, the one we saw like
Oh.
years ago. It was a good action flick. It
Yeah, it
wasn't
was
really super substance, but it was pretty stylish.
Yeah, that's pretty alright.
It's a lot like what Zack Snyder did with any of his movies. There's a lot of style in it, but not the most substance.
I think it was just we'll make something alright and then take the and then just I don't know.
Angus,
Run
have
it
a
to the
coherent thought.
No. I can't now and I won't ever. I refuse.
All right. Well,
Oh yeah, I wanted to actually say that thing that I was like wanting to say.
What's that thing you wanted?
So
to
I had a
say?
thought today when I was just watching that video of like of the jazz version, like the metallic. It was
the smooth jazz version of Enter Sandman.
Yes, I was watching that and I was just thinking about the fact that like for anyone who like knows Metallica, there's a especially the album that comes off of, there's a in Sad But True, there's this part where he just like he has this like there's like a line in the third verse that James Hetfield says, and it's just like it starts off with like a pay, but like the hardest P you've ever heard in your life. And I was just saying today, I'm like, one of these days James Hetfield is just gonna like perform Sad But True live and like spit out a tooth doing that. Like just doing that single, just pay.
You know, I'm feeling like every live show they go to, the sound guy has to take off his headphones just so that he doesn't get his eardrums blown out by the plosives that are gonna come out of that mic.
I think they even use pop filters live. No, just kidding. But a little joking aside, but yeah. I feel like they should just start giving him. It must be horrible, the plosives live.
Honestly, yeah.
Like it honestly, it might you honestly mistake it for a part of the drum set. But then you'd realize that Lars isn't you know. But yeah, you'll realize then Lars is sometimes it's gonna be just fuck.
You had it going.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about like, but then you'd realize that Lars was fucking up, so they couldn't be him. I don't know.
You almost had it. I give you a B+. You look kind of dead, Angus.
I'm always dead.
Are you still recovering?
I'm fine.
All right.
No, I'm fine. I don't know.
All right. Well, on this very episode of Rockland Rebel Radio, we will be discussing the music we've been listening to this week. We'll discuss the release of the week, which is Matt Minigell's third major release, Guts. And then we'll dive into a tiny bit of music news, and then finish off with some major releases coming up, major shows, and then we'll top off the show there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Angus, would you like to start us with stuff you've listened to this week?
Or
all right, have you listened to not much this week? Because, I mean, if so, like, we can kind of, like, cut down the segment to, like, maybe one thing we both listened to. Well,
listen to a few things. Only one thing that's new.
all right.
I feel like I'm going all like made for TV like pop star thing going on right now. Where you're like you're like your axis is the mic and you're just like rotating around it. Like I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
It's like that thing you saw like Drake Bell doing when you thought he was just like having like sensual moments with a microphone. He does that a lot and it's funny.
I never noticed that, but now that you
like you watch it and he just like gets on the mic and he just it's like he's like massaging it with his lips. It's weird.
I think that's just because the vocalists, when they want to hit like some high notes, they kind of go like this.
Yeah, but like he does a thing where he's trying to be all like stylistic and just like has it against the mic, which
I think it was characteristic of some like rock bands in like the early 2000s. It just kind of carried over to Drake Bell.
Yeah, well, it was just that thing that was happening around that time where people were like it's like, well, you hear anyone who does the sort of like, especially kind of like that kind of like yeah, whatever he said, 2000 or whatever, like rock or like that kind of like cool kind of like that, or does that whole Drake Bell ass kind of shit. It's just like up against the mic, and it's just like it's talking softly into the mic when you're just like fucking starting to like dissolve, trying to look like you're trying to dissolve it like you're a lizard. or
it's like Drake Bell is having war flashbacks and going back to suck Dan Snyder's toes in his like in the middle of his sets.
It's so yeah, I don't know, it's weird. Like I think it would make any like actual real sound, like professional sound guy, just like kind of like die inside to see someone against the microphone.
I mean, the sound guy just basically realizes, shit, drop the gain.
Yeah.
They probably check that in like a sound check.
Yeah. Yeah, and they probably just I don't know.
But yeah, on to what you've been listening to this week.
So yeah, I did end up listening to, where is it? I listened to Suicidal Tendencies. But you have to think the question, am I just talking about the band or the album?
Angus,
This
works for a lot of artists.
Should I do like a call-in thing, like a TV show or something? There's like text this number, do the American Idol was like, text this number to vote. I should do that. to say whether I listen to just a random album or they're self-titled.
Can we get on with this bit?
Damn. Yeah, I listened to the self-titled album.
And how was that?
It was good. Yeah.
It was good.
Once you asked me that, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like one-word response it and just like dead silence. I'm just gonna stare blankly, like I would just be like, just like do it like as if I was just like the show's over already. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, it was a good album. I believe it's their first album. It came out in 83.
83.
Yeah.
So wait, that thing is 25 years old now, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. It's typical stuff from them. It's their like this. It's where all their biggest hits come from, like Institutionalized and I Saw Your Mommy, which is a very delightful song.
Yes, and this mommy just happened to be not of this living world anymore.
Yeah. Very,
Yeah.
I mean, he thinks it looks neat,
Yeah.
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 Shit.
We're leaving that in 2017.
Yes. It's upgraded to
Alright. Is there anything new you discovered while listening to the full-length album?
Well, I have to say that it wasn't like, I was kind of, because I knew they're sort of longer songs, so I'm like, oh yeah, I actually didn't expect it to be like half kind of fairly long song, like 3-minute songs, and like half like 1-minute song, and the other half is 1-minute songs. So it's like, it's actually a weird but like nice mix to have like a mixture of like 1-minute songs and then like a just like incredibly fast, just like absolute like fucking hardcore like cocaine, just like pounds of cocaine just like taken into your body, and then just other times it's just like slowed down and just just nice, and it's a good time. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I wish I had something more enthusiastic to say about it. It was just, you know,
I mean, Suicidal Tendencies just
Yeah.
all around fun. I mean,
yeah, it's good.
like they've got. I remember. Did Dad ever play them for us a lot?
No.
All right. Well, then I must have heard them on my own. But I mean, like, they're big songs off of like the self-titled are. They're pretty fun. They're
Yeah.
nice little romps. If you ever get a band willing enough to cover them, you can have a lot of fun at a show.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one even covers Institutionalized.
I mean, honestly, it seems like it's an essential. You should probably cover it if you're like
Yeah.
a thrash band.
Or at least
again,
cover
like-
I Saw Your Mommy. Don't be a wimp. Do it. Cover it, but like in a different style. Like do like like have like a Jack Johnson-esque acoustic like acoustic-y kind of like folk chillcore act, and then just like cover that. Just like a full-on like Taylor like acoustic and like some like random like acoustic bass and like a cajon. Just do that.
Angus, you have some terrible ideas. But that idea was actually pretty alright.
That is an awesome idea.
Yes, indeed it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess mind if I jump into something I've been listening to this week?
Do it.
So, Knocked Loose, Pop Culture EP, came out in, I believe, 2014. And it has 5 songs, about 13 minutes long. I was about to say seconds there, but then I realized, I mean, that's a little excessive. I mean, what is this, a vein split?
I don't know.
Let's see,
I
so...
want 13-second songs.
I mean, if you want 13 seconds, just take Power Violence and go insane with it. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff on the Pop Culture EP. There was a song, The Gospel, which is basically a song themed around basically what I believe to be the vocalist's opposition to religion. And there's even a shouted part in the very middle of it before a breakdown, where he's going on about how, oh, you have it all figured out and stuff like that. And it's so filled with all that teenage angst. And it came out just around the time that like a bunch of like the hardcore kids in the area were in high school. So I can kind of see why, like, if they listen to this then they like really vibe to it. It's interesting though. It's got there's a song, Small Victories, on it, where basically that's the point of it. Like, hey, your small victories over the hardships of life. And then there's even the 5th song, All My Friends. It has a really interesting mixed bit. Or what did it do there? Where I think all the audio cut out, and then it was just kind of like a bunch of people laughing, and it was built to sort of everyone's laughing at you kind of moment, and then it breaks into crazy amounts of beatdown insanity that is Knock Loose, and it made for like a really fun album closer, and I'm really excited to get into more stuff. I even dabbled a little bit in the Knock Loose and Damaged Goods split EP, and it was kind of interesting. It wasn't really anything as conceptual as Pop Culture, but it had a lot of and a good few fun moments with its 3 songs on there. One of them is Burnt Toast. I want to figure out what it's supposed to be about.
Nice.
Yeah, that's some of what I've been listening to this week. I mean, Knock Loose is a really fun band, and you should probably dive into them if you like some of the hardcore acts in the area. Kind of see what is in their playlist. Because, I mean, yeah, Knock Loose. I feel like it kind of inspires a few acts around here at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could hear, when I listened back to it, and I listened to some other artists, I was like, yeah, there's some definite influence there. Or otherwise, like, they both were influenced by the same acts. I mean, it's like there's Downswing sounds a little bit like Knock Loose. There are parts of Regime where they're a bit like Knock Loose. I may just be talking out of my ass right now, but I feel like they all share like a very serious closeness in DNA, and musically they're probably pretty close.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever listened to them. So,
well, yeah, you should definitely pick up the pop culture EP and listen to it while working if you want to have some aggression.
maybe, I don't know. I haven't really been like adding new music. Like it's just been the new music thing has been declining because I've just been kind of getting bored.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Maybe you're just bored with what you're currently listening to and need something new.
No, like I don't really want to grab something new because it's literally like I'm listening to a bunch of things I really don't know well, and it's like, fuck, you just.
That's fair. But I think Knocked Loose is coming around on tour, I think in March, so if you're interested and you're willing to go, we should go.
Maybe. I'll think about it.
I mean, you're basically gonna see like probably a bunch of people beat the crap out of each other and probably someone lose a tooth. So I'm thinking it'll be a good fun time. So on to you, my dude. What else have you been listening to?
Trying to think, cause like after that I did listen to more System of a Down again, just because I felt like it. It actually reminds me, I still have like a bunch of more random things to say on Facebook and everywhere. I also need to post that thing what was the thing I said anyway? I'm trying to remember again. Oh yeah, so I want to hear a 10-hour just loop of the vocalist saying, "Look at each other, look at each other." No, that was two. That was you pronounced those way too clearly.
You know what?
Yeah.
Get on to talking about what else you've been listening to.
Well, I did listen to that. I gotta say, actually, I don't know if it was just 'cause the way I was listening to it, but I actually there's actually I think quite a bit of like intentional like just clipping on the vocal tracks a lot for their first album. It's actually
maybe that or was a really rough recording.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was there was an obvious like lower quality to the recording.
Mm-hmm.
Just the quality of like the mics. Well, the mics probably weren't like really as like good as the ones they started using like with their second album. Mm. Back then it was, or just some part of their equipment was just like was not up to yeah, it wasn't really a good piece of equipment. I don't know. They just something they had was not a very good piece of equipment and didn't produce great quality. But
that's just the way some first releases go. Like they don't have the best equipment to use.
Yeah, it's actually cool. I like that going on. I don't know. Yeah, I really didn't listen to much.
That's fair. I kind of touched on only a couple of things this week. Like, I ended up listening to a little bit of the Funeral Attire debut that came out in 2016, Joy, where about like 25 minutes, so roughly the same length as Brain Fart, In Good Nature's debut EP, and around like 8 songs on it. I think it was 8. So kind of around the same kind of ballpark as like Regime's aiming with their upcoming release. And it was interesting kind of seeing a lot of the ideas developed there with their post-hardcore, their shoegaze, and just their overall, I guess, kind of dreary fun. Because, I would basically describe Funeral Attire as kind of a dreary fun band.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what. Yeah,
they seem to be like kind of depressing, and like in the lyrical content, but the instrumentals are honestly kind of fun, little bops. I'm losing you, aren't I?
No, I just didn't like the way you explained that.
Yeah.
Bops.
Shit bops hard.
What?
I don't even know, I guess. Just
I'm very confused.
but does a confused person get a resolution?
I mean, we've already passed New Year's. It's too late for resolutions.
Yeah, okay.
Disrespect. Without the T.
But yeah, so on Funeral Attire's Joy, there's a good chunk of songs where they explore their songwriting, explore what they can do lyrically and vocally. There's a bunch of like little interesting bits. Right now, my favorite song being like the very first track. Just had some really solid bass work on it. It was just a lot of fun kind of listening to that, kind of hearing what it has to offer. Shit like that, you know. But ended up on my own. I ended up listening to Rare Form by After the Burial.
Yay!
Well, basically only Ameth because I want more of that like really fun like guitar work.
Yeah, I don't.
And the rest of the song outside of the guitar work is kind of sloppy.
What?
Like I feel like there is no like stopping point with the lyrics, and I feel like
Stopping point.
they just seem to go beyond where they should stop and just keep going and going and going. Like, but don't get me wrong, it's a really fun song, and it's kind of enticed me to listen to more of After the Burial, but at the same time, you've informed me that they transform greatly after this.
There's no other album they put out like that album at all, or even that song. Like, that song is like the one time they've done like this happy sounding thing. Actually, well, I mean, there's a few songs on that same album kind of can get that same feel, but yeah.
But I ended up even assembling a little bit of a playlist of sorts for my cardio workouts over the next, I would say, year, because I want to actually like probably enjoy myself at hardcore shows and have fun two-stepping with everybody else. And dude, Downswing is like the best workout band ever, honestly. If you start a workout with hell and then just like somewhere enough comes in, you're gonna be pumped up for like most of the session. It's like that EP is just filled with so much fun. I can't get over like how much power there is in that. It's kind of funny, kind of looking at all of like the artists from the area that I've included, and they're like really slow, like as far as tempo goes. So it kind of makes working out to them a little bit difficult, especially if you're trying to run on a treadmill and kind of just build up cardio. But yeah, that is my little diatribe on working out. I have Josh Groban as a nanobot on here, so it's always kind of fun when that kind of comes up.
Damn.
And even featured a little bit of At the Heart of It, and a little bit of Great American Ghost, always good. Hive Mind, and a little bit of Mick Gordon. He did the soundtrack for Doom, the entire franchise, including this most recent one where if you like all the genty, like really heavy metal, you're gonna like his soundtrack for Doom 2016.
Damn.
Yeah, like I recommend like picking it up and just kind of checking it out. Or if we ever get like a PS4, we buy Doom just so that you can plug on headphones while you're playing it and just hear all the saucy goodness that is Mick Gordon's heavy compositions. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. My friends, one of the bands that's on my friend's label, Sick, with their album Outcast, And they were a lot of fun jumping on the treadmill with them.
Sounds like you're actually on the treadmill with them. Like the band themselves, you invited them to be on your treadmill, and you're just like all just standing there awkwardly to like on a treadmill, and then it just starts moving kind of slowly, and you're all like kind of like shuffling to keep on the treadmill. Like this is kind of weird, but I mean we're on the treadmill, so
Yeah, I can attest to that.
yeah.
And yeah, this is kind of awkward, but we'll just end this segment here. We're gonna take a little bit of a break and jump back in to give you guys an overview of Matt Minigell's release. So stay tuned.
Yay.
Just give us a little bit of BS.
We'll see. When you take two sticks, mix across, and yeah.
Songs in G, they make me smile. That's why I play them all the time. That's why I sing them all the time. On star-crossed nights when the world's real wild, I'll be right there with you, by your side, standing there with you, by and by. And every night I dream of you. I don't know why, but I always do. That's why my dreams just don't come true. And I know I've been living wrong. I took the long way around, and I've only learned that I belong someplace loud, and I don't know where. But don't you fret when times get tough, 'cause you and I are made of stronger stuff, and the dogs of hell just ain't enough. And God knows you were born into something fierce, with a heart so tough no arrow true could ever pierce. So you sleep alone, saying the game is rigged, it's an easy call. Hang my hat on your floor, can I sleep on your wall? I'm living too rough and I'm sick of it all. But the songs in G, they make me cry. That's why I play them all the time. That's why I'll sing them all my life.
baby teeth and cigarettes and all the dust that we'll collect. Fingerprints on photographs of all the shit we used to have. I'm dumb and old. Yeah, baby, I'm numb and old. And I feel weird. Yeah, baby, I'm dumb and old. Yeah, baby, I'm numb and old. Maybe I'm just too fucked up. I'm just too fucked up. Maybe I'm just too fucked up. I'm just too fucked up. Maybe I'm just too fucked up. I'm just too fucked up. Maybe I'm just too fucked up. I'm just too fucked up. Maybe I'm dumb and old. I feel old and bored. Yeah, maybe I'm numb and old. I feel weird. Yeah, maybe I'm dumb and old. I feel old and bored. Yeah, maybe I'm numb and old. And I feel weird. Yeah, maybe I'm just too fucked up. I'm just too fucked up. I'm just
I know that I am just another ordinary guy. I cannot offer much, but at least I know how to try. So if just for tonight, let's put out of sight what's wrong and what's right, and take a long ride through the town where we grew up. My heart's racing like a Chevy Impala because I feel uneasy now because I'm afraid that I'm in love. I wanna call you or write you a letter. I wanna kiss you now because serotonin in my brain.
Hi.
And hello, greetings, good sirs and ladies.
And you know, microbacteria.
Yeah, the microbacteria lying within
Yeah.
your throat. I believe
Yeah.
they were the vocal cord parasites.
Yeah, shut
Greetings, Wolbachia, too.
up. You shut up. There'll be none of that nerd shit.
Well, you know what? It's honestly fitting considering that you finally got to that part 2
Yeah.
years late.
It doesn't. Yeah. Well, you see.
Hey, wake up.
Grab a push, put a little makeup.
But yeah, so this week we have for you guys a discussion on Matt Minigell's third major release under his singer-songwriter self-titled project, Matt Minigell. Or just... Yeah, so here we are. Matt Minigell's Guts. Released back in December 28th of 2017. So wow, like it's like been a whole year since it released, basically.
Oh. Oh.
Someone shoot me already. But yeah, so we got about 6 songs if you've got the bonus track, which is on
Ooh.
streaming platforms. But you can get the normal 5-song CD for $10 through the Together Records bandcamp.
Wait, so the bonus track is not on physical?
Not on physical, no.
I really understand that.
Sometimes bands just release digital bonus tracks, and
Yeah.
because I mean, when Insomnium released Shadows of the Dying Sun on iTunes, there was a bonus track that was then later featured in the special edition that is up on my shelf over there.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd usually would rather. I would want to do things the other way if I was doing bonus tracks. I'd want the bonus tracks to only be physical copies, so people would actually have to go out and buy them.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but sometimes it depends on like what the record label is doing and what your intent is.
I mean, there's certain bands where it's like you really there are then again, if you're also a big enough band, then you can just wait a year, do a special edition, and you can also have other things other than just some. Yeah, you can just do more shit for that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I still liked it, that being able to have a bonus track. So I guess, yeah, if you want to do that.
but yeah, so it's about 5 tracks, all kind of consistent. They're around like the little bit of indie folk pop music. But I think the 6th track kind of dives right into the stuff that he's doing with Exit Academy right now, his punk band, and kind of brings back the whole rock instrumentation, full band stuff and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, so what were your thoughts on Matt Minigell's Guts, Songs from a Lost Winter? How'd you feel about it?
How did it make you feel?
How did it make you feel? Tell us on the mic stand where it touched you. Don't really touch this mic stand because this is busted. Okay, fine. You win this round.
You win this round. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was music on the ears. It was literally music on the ears, but no, I can summarize basically my first reaction by saying this. When I listened to it in his car, I was like into this guy's car. He played it in his car while I was in the car. While we were both in the car together in the car. and I heard it through the car, and I'm like, yeah, this is something. And then I heard it through my headphones, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was something to just really listen to and really enjoy.
It sounds very nice.
It's like if Matt Minigell, if I could just take you and pay you for the rest of your life to just tell me bedtime stories and tell my children bedtime stories.
Just whisper things into our ears.
I mean, like,
tell us your conspiracy theories.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like, honestly, Matt Minigell, tell us bedtime stories. Just whisper into our ears sweet nothings. You have a voice of an angel, and I hope you keep using it to the best of your abilities.
I want to hear him whisper me instructions on constructing homemade C4 bombs. Well, and how to also efficiently run a meth business.
Like, I'd say this record kind of had a bunch of like really interesting tracks on there. Like you got Songs in G, which is just kind of a goofy little ballad about
songs in D major.
Songs in D major, yeah.
I should totally do a thing where it's like like F, like talking about like a song in F and write it in F sharp.
Let's see. What is G supposed to be? What is G supposed to exactly be?
He's writing songs in G major.
G major? That's just kind of the tuning?
That's the scale.
The scale, okay.
Not the tuning.
Okay, alright. You know what? I am musically illiterate.
Unless
right
he wants to be in G standard, which is what my guitar is in sometimes.
Which one?
The 7. I don't want to take any other ones that... I don't want to take any of the other ones that low anymore. Because that's like... Yeah, that's low for like a 7 string.
Alright.
The Death Grind band's in G standard.
That sounds painful.
Yeah. Well, it's because I have to be in C standard, and so that 7th string just becomes a G, and it's like, well then. But yeah, it's the key of the song.
Yeah, I'd say like there are some really interesting tracks on here. Like the Big Time really caught on to a bunch of like everyone's worries about like trying to be famous and relevant, or just trying to do something and make a point with what you're doing with music. We got Benjamin kind of showing a bit of a little skit where I assume Matt Minigell's just goofing around with some friends, and then kind of talking about just, keep friends. Keep them close and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, good morning, how are you, goodbye. It's just kind of, hey. I mean,
yeah, it's good stuff.
It's just really good stuff. I mean, even if you aren't processing what the lyrics are putting down, you're just kind of like, this is good noise. This is good sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what were your favorite tracks on this?
It was hard to it was hard to think of really what some of my favorites were. I don't know, mostly because I just don't really listen to stuff like this. I would want to put Songs in G on there. I mean, it was just some, like, at least the first half of the lyrics weren't like just catching me on, because I mean they're simplistic, but a little too simplistic for my taste. Because that was a shitty way of saying that, or something like that, or just like a douchey way of saying it, my taste. But I don't know. It's just like, very simplistic lyrics don't always get me.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I fucking love like the intricacies of the like the finger picking he's doing, because he's like he's using, like, it's not just like the same just like maybe 3 fingers kind of folky thing. It's like he's kind of using all 5 in these very kind of cool ways. Like he does like a very like advanced finger picking kind of stuff, like stuff that I'm not even at yet in that
Sweet.
song. But still, like, so I mean, it's, I wouldn't say it's a that will I still will say that song isn't probably an entirely a favorite. I'd probably put it like on like my 3rd favorite, I guess. But some of my 2 like more favorite songs would be like Even in My Dreams and Lauren Jesse Moss, the bonus track.
I have to agree with you on that. The Lauren Jesse Moss is a really fun like song, and kind of an example of what he can do in the upcoming project Exit Academy.
Yeah, it was honestly kind of my favorite.
I kind of agree. Like well,
I didn't want to say it was my I was hoping I did. Yeah, I kind of felt bad saying that one's my favorite over all the more like the more just of like that are like more represent fucking that represent his solo music. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
it kind of feels
it's
like
not really that bad though, because I mean, like,
yeah,
it just shows that he's a very good writer, even when it comes to just from the spectrum of solo acoustic to full band.
Yeah,
like,
I just want to know like who did he bring people on for that?
It doesn't say any staff. Lauren Jesse Moss was produced by Aaron Bastinelli and Oh Happy Dagger. I mean, Oh Happy Dagger may be the backing band for it, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
I assume it's probably going to be members of Exit Academy though.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I'm just like I don't you know. I don't know how much credit to give where it's due.
Yeah.
Because I really don't know like if that song is like if he's only just done like guitar or vocals, or if he did actually even more than that.
Maybe. Let's see. I'd say Songs in G, have to agree. It is a very, very. It's one of my favorites too. It's very sugary indie folk, like reminiscent of Jack Johnson and whatnot. And it felt really nice to just kind of vibe out to that and just enjoy life. Just feel like the vibrations, the emotions being put forth in the song. The Big Time was another one of my favorites too. Just it kind of touched on. It's a topic that's been treaded on a lot, but it touches on it, and like Matt Minigell's like unique little style, like his crisp, like sullen voice,
clean.
His like spacious guitar playing. It was really, really cool how it was all put together, and it's, if it weren't for its composition and its mastering and the style, it would otherwise be just kind of like a footnote song. But even no, actually, you know what? I take that back, because even then, like, the lyrics are written pretty well too. Because I mean, like, never gonna make the big times because all I want to do is die. Because that's something you don't normally hear from someone who's like trying to say, hey, I want to be popular, important, or special.
I like every time, like the first time I heard it, I'm like, I was like, I just heard die. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I didn't expect that to it just like kind of like, whoa, that went somewhere.
Yeah, like Matt Minigell, he seems like he's all sugary and nice. He seems he has some problems, and we hope we can help you with them if it ever comes down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hug this man.
He's a little what's the word that people use? Cinnamon bun. He's a cinnamon bun that needs to be protected. For those of you who are just listening, he's kind of giving the camera a confused look and gesturing to me with his hand, like, what's going on with this dude? But yeah, so that was a little bit of my thoughts on it. this is honestly like a really good display of Matt Minigell's abilities. I mean, it's always good to hear him after what happened at Berryfest and with just hearing his set. Although I was more focused on making sure the recordings sound good. Probably didn't.
I was there enjoying him sing while he looked like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Nirvana is a strong influence on him because I could hear in my dreams it sounded a little bit like the acoustic song off of Nevermind.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it.
There's like elements of it, and I think that
Oh, I want to hear him cover it like at least like a lesser like play like a Nevermind song that isn't on the radio, or even Polly if you wanted to, which is the acoustic song.
Yeah, I could see him doing a Polly cover and maybe even one of like the lesser known tracks off of Nevermind.
I would like give anyone like just instant respect if they covered a song off of Nevermind that is like at least comes after Polly.
What are the tracks in Nevermind? Let me look at it.
Yeah, because it goes like it's like Smells Like Teen Spirit, In Bloom. Then I think it was Come As You Are. Then it was then Lithium, and then Polly, and then that's the first like 5 tracks. And it's like incredible. It's just I never actually expected like Smells Like Teen Spirit and In Bloom to be like back to back. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, Come As You Are, Breed, Lithium, Polly.
Breed, I always forget that.
There's Territorial Passings, Drain You, Lounge Act, Stay Away, On a Plane, Something in the Way, Endless Nameless.
Yeah, and Endless Nameless is actually is like it's the thing they did, because that's just a different. Well, they actually made that a separate track. That was one of those things when a 90s band decides, okay, this final track isn't just a final track. I need 20 minutes of silence and then something weird. And that's what was the weird thing after it. It's just them jamming out.
Endless Nameless is just the jamming bonus track.
It was like some weird thing they were just doing, and it was just like it was, the bass just sounded like hell. It was so distorted and just low, and like and like it is just Kurt Cobain screeching just the entire time, almost every time he opens his mouth. And just like it's like very very intense. It's like probably the heaviest thing they've like written and released. And it's like the guitars have a weird a weird chorus on it effect, and it's just like, and it's just so strange. You need to hear that because it's an experience.
Definitely. But let's get back onto the topic of discussion. Matt Minigell's Guts.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Would you recommend this to someone? What are your final thoughts?
I don't know. Yeah, I'd recommend it. As I say about every release, you'd say there was a release. I didn't say I'd recommend it. Huh.
Yeah. Well, why would you recommend it then?
Well, I don't know, because it's local, but no, it's nice, soft acoustic music that, you know, I don't think there's really much like exactly like his music, at least especially for small local stuff.
Yeah, I mean you can find like a bunch of like singer-songwriter acoustic artists, but I mean Matt Minigell has like brought something kind of unique to the table with his vocal stylings and what he does with his music, how he writes, you know, all that fun junk. Like Matt is like a unique character, from his insomnia-ridden look to the fact that I think he sung about waking up at 3 p.m. one time. Back at Berryfest. Like, the dude's a character, and he basically puts it into everything that is his music. whether it be a character he plays or if he really is an insomniac. But yeah, I recommend Guts too. It is something to kind of really enjoy. Just kind of sit down. Maybe put on some of his release from 2015, Destructive Testing. I've yet to give that a listen, but you know, after listening to Matt Minigell for a week, I think I'm probably gonna go and listen to Destructive Testing. But yeah, like, if you're ever interested in listening to more of Matt Minigell, keep up with his personal profile on Facebook or his Facebook page. Kind of look for him playing on the Red Line every now and then, because I mean he does those street musician stuffs. And yeah, keep an eye out for that. He's always jamming out there, and probably not doing it when it's really cold out, like right now.
Yeah, unless he wants to. He might be crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but I hope he doesn't, because that's just insane. There's gonna be no commuters out there giving him money. It's like a dead season for like commuters. Plus, I mean, like, everyone's already spent shitloads of money on the holidays anyway. Their just bank accounts are still probably recovering.
If so.
But I mean, if you're hustling out there, you earn my mad respect.
Yeah.
And with that, we will bring this review to a close.
Yeah.
The links for listening to Guts and more of Matt Minigell, and even procuring a physical copy of it, can be found in the description below. And yeah, so we are gonna take another music break, and then we'll be right back with some more tunes. Not more tunes. We'll be right back with a little bit of music news, a little bit of new releases coming up, a little bit of
that.
Artists and their shows coming up, and then we'll round out the show there. This has been Rockland Rebel Radio. We'll see you guys in a tiny, tiny, tiny bit.
June 21st, 1915. Just another day in the trenches of World War I. This story is one of war.
I was born leading the life of a true pacifist. In childhood I played with the teddies from whose acidic concoctions from the poison I breathe. When the cool gases fill the abyss that I live in, now is the hell the news. Basking propaganda equals profit for them. They show regard for us only when they can make a payment off us and then plunge us into a total war. And bombs go off in the trenches right in front of you. Would you really think of arbitrary spending? Rather you just want your hand back. You're hoping that this can't last, but you can't think where the air is green, reminiscent of anthrax. Cloud of specters surrounding you, choking you for not saving them. When the guilt settles down, you do nothing to show its facing. Send a letter to the ones who are wishing you just come back to them. Assumptions and rumors are giving them a darker fashion sense. Would you want your wife to be waiting with a wreath for your wake? I figure not, so don't turn my scars into a mistake. Look down, these trenches are infested. Look over, witness the world in a barbed wire necklace. Look up and wonder if you're really in that man's hands. Just stay calm in the cavern, don't you dare go out to no man's land. Don't you dare go out to no man's land. My struggle is one that I try to paint away. My obligations for the service follow me, but I pay to stay civil until my purpose was found in the gun and hazer gray landscape. No man's land is a beautiful picture, ain't it great? I'll shoot on down and envision the desert Jewish men stacking until it topples in Holocaust. There's no losing when the master race draws her zigzag finish line. Though our bodies are dropping faster in every minute's time. I wish for Christmas I witnessed the vicious killings of the British competition, but the vision I receive of the peace. My inhibition is quickening, contingent with the sickening singing ringing in the east in front of me. I've been blinded slightly by the brightly ignited gaseous pesticide. I rest beside the dead as the debt in our country rectifies. My anger festers inside as the gases pester the climate in Germany begins falling. This calls for a mass genocide. Look down, these trenches are infested. Look over, witness the world in a barbed wire necklace. Look up and wonder if you're really in that man's hands. Just stay calm in the cavern, don't you dare go out to no man's land. Don't you dare go out to no man's land. Those days are over, the modern ways are in closure. I want to see we atone, but the monstrous faces boast to return to the public eye. The propaganda still fluctuates opinions, till something dies. Even now nothing survives. They struggle to hide their intentions when they see us stand at attention. And we learn the man that is mentioned never worked for the cancer to be ended. And by the second, greatness was mistaken for vengeance, and jettisons precipitated, polluting the people senseless. Do you get the message? The war efforts for death, yes, they're here to protect, but corruption is like the devil, infecting the mental integrity of disheveled discrepancies till its level, and heaven is nothing but dead ends and elegies. I still steadily study statistics and focus heavily on factual evidence and misdirection. History is repetitious, so fight for what you see fit. These leeches need us people to eat, but we need not feed this. Feed this. Feed this.
How does this sound? What did that sound like?
Just sounded like fucking a really heavy rubber band.
Like is there a note to it? It's just like doing.
It sounded like a very very low bass string being plucked.
Ooh, I'd like to hear that.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, you should like.
If I remember to, I can isolate that and show you what it is.
Yay!
But yeah,
Ow.
so let's dive into the
Whoops.
final bits of the show, the news segment, and the upcoming releases and the shows coming out. So let's just take a dive and see if there's anything interesting from Consequence of Sound, my main outlet of news, because I am too hipster to use Pitchfork.
I don't know what either of the things you referred to are.
Both of them are musical news outlets.
Huh.
Let's see. There's a bunch of drama over Lord canceling an Israel tour date because of her beliefs and whatnot and whatever.
What?
Because like the music industry is like basically boycotted Israel due to the fact that they're doing terrible things to Palestine and have been for like years.
Right.
I mean, Radiohead decided they would basically try and break that by just like hosting a show in Tel Aviv earlier this year. Everyone blew up about it, but they did it anyway because, well, hey, they're Radiohead, they can do whatever. And Lord's kind of joining the Tel Aviv boycott because she originally had a planned tour date in Tel Aviv, but canceled it due to her fans basically kind of saying, hey, if you hold these certain beliefs, you shouldn't be playing.
Alright.
Yeah, but that's the deal with that. Coachella got all of its announcements. Coachella is happening this year, and Eminem is headlining one of the final day, and I'm kind of laughing because Eminem sucks.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna hate me for saying it, but I don't like Eminem. I mean, other people, he's probably got a really good like early catalog, but I don't think he's good now. I mean, yeah.
I like it when people like to remix his rap with just different electronic music, especially a lot of stuff that you'd play for like dances. I heard one where they I remember, I think it was like they took like Rap God and put it against this really fast, just like dancey kind of track, and it was actually the most I've ever enjoyed that song.
That's pretty interesting. Like you have to like listen to it through another person's remix to actually enjoy. But
I mean, he's all right for some of his older, more some more serious stuff. I wish he would like. I don't know. Is he as serious as like some of his more serious songs, or are those like rare?
I mean, his serious songs are kind of like his main subject matter in his later releases, but he still has his goofs here and there.
Yeah, I do like how serious he can get.
I think like sometimes the seriousness can get really ham-fisted though. Like he had a freestyle that he did for the BETs, basically slamming President Trump. And it was very ham-fisted.
Not like that kind of serious. Like that is like I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. Like,
I just don't really. Yeah.
But there's some interesting acts playing at Coachella this year. Like we have The Weeknd headlining Friday, Beyonce headlining Saturday. We got artists like Vince Staples. I think we have a couple of other artists that are pretty important. The War on Drugs, they had a really good album this last year. They have Tyler the Creator, really good album. Yeah, that was Tyler the Creator with Scumfuck Flower Boy. He's a hip hop artist, and Scumfuck was basically him coming out and saying he's gay, and the hip hop community kind of blown up about it over the year. We got Post Malone, or Ghost Malone, stuff like that. That memester, that dude. The living incarnation of Mountain Dew infused rage.
I can see that.
Yeah. Like we got Brockhampton playing, which is interesting because Brockhampton is actually set to break up as a band this year. I mean, like, well, they're a big hip hop group, kind of similar to like Migos, Wu-Tang Clan, and whatnot. And they released 3 albums this last year and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. Which reminds me, I didn't even listen to the new King Gizzard that they released for like the last day of the year. King Gizzard released like I think it was Gumboot Shoes, something like that, which is like a collection of like their styles over the last year. But it wasn't on Apple Music, so I didn't get it to it because, well, hey, you're either paying for $15 for it on Bandcamp, or you're listening to it on YouTube with the garbage YouTube quality. But yeah, so Fleet Foxes are on for they're on for Saturday at Coachella. We got Sigur Rós? No, I don't know. We got Portugal the Man, Odessa, A Perfect Circle. We got Maynard playing with his band in A Perfect Circle. We got Cardi B. Cardi B right next to A Perfect Circle is really weird looking at that. Like, A Perfect Circle is caught between Migos and Cardi B, like 2 major hip hop acts. It's just funny kind of seeing that little that thing, you know, that little duality there. But yeah, Coachella doesn't seem as interesting as it did last year. I mean, I doubt I'll ever end up actually going, because, you know, that's a shitload of money you're going for. Like, I would not want to even try. Maybe if I'm like rich one day I'll go, but I mean, I doubt it. Let's see, I don't know if there are any other major news bits other than Joe Folan's getting his album mixed and mastered. The Caps have their album coming out relatively soon. Well, EP, I think it was. Yeah, like everything's almost all done. And we've got Ouroboros Laughing Death. Their full length is coming out later this week, the 12th. We've got anyone else with major releases coming out soon. This dude, with Whenever the Thing comes out, he's giving you a thumbs up if you can't see
yeah,
that.
I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't.
One day.
Yeah, one day. And let's see. Any other artists I'm thinking of that have a major release coming soon? Robin Wood's dropping their most recent track relatively soon. All depends on when Tom can get that track. Yeah, and when he can like get all the stuff together to release it. Maybe expect it within a week or so, but you never know with the hectic life of Tom O'Malley when he can get around to it, because the dude's doing everything, it seems. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Any other major releases that you think are coming out soon from the area?
From the area? Not that I can think of.
All right. I mean, all that I can think of right now is just like Justin's finally announced that he's really buckling down and going into hibernation mode as he writes for the Justin Arena project. And I'm thinking they're probably going to have a new record out relatively soon. We got Willie DiNardo with his record he's working on, going to come out relatively soon as well. Keep your eyeballs peeled and open for that. We got... I don't know if there are any other major things, except Amanda McCarthy is starting her recording sessions for her new album very soon. So expect a new Amanda McCarthy maybe by the end of the year. Let's see. I think that just about does it for upcoming releases. Actually, I think Dreaming Insomniacs is a B-side album coming out on their Bandcamp pretty soon, so keep your eyes out for when that happens. Maybe check that out if you're ever interested in what Joe Mate is doing. let's look at some upcoming events. So we got 9996, Joe Mate's solo project, and much more over at let's see, Tavern at the End of the World in Charlestown, January 9th. You got Professor Caffeine and the Insecurities at the Great Scott in Allston, Massachusetts, Thursday, January 11th. It even features artists supporting them: Settler, Strange Changes, and the Morgana Phase. And yeah, look out for that if you're interested in some pop culture infused post emo and a little bit of progressive rock. Keep your eyes out for that. We'll even be talking about their EP this week. And then we have a local music showcase at the Orpheum Theater in Foxborough with local talents Jill Hobasia, I think it was, Teddy Drummond, Spare Change, Fat Boys and Little Men, The Dollar Menu, and that's it. They're going from 7 to 11. Doors open at 5:30. And Michael Raffo is going, so if you ever want to hang out with that dude, do that. So we got the Ouroboros release show on the same day with Karen A, Space Camp, Michael Jordan, Touchdown. What is... I can't even see the full name because they've basically cut off there. But yeah, so keep an eye out for all that good stuff. Ouroboros got a full length coming out that very day, unless they drop it early. And then we got the legendary Ajit Pai fight behind the bleachers after school, January 18th in New Hampshire, Derry.
What?
So remember how someone created this event for I Challenge Ajit
Oh yeah,
Pai?
I forgot every time.
Yeah. I have to keep pointing it out because it's beautiful. We got Purgatory, Atonement, Hive Mind, and Hellbent, and more at the Sidebar, Thursday, January 18th in Baltimore, Maryland. So if you ever want to check out Hive Mind in Maryland, that's a good day to do so. Amanda at Fodie's Great Tavern in January 19th with a duo of Christian Beach. Let's see. We got Daisy Bones with Old Soul, Amal, and one more to be announced at Big Heavy World in Burlington, Vermont. Shoot, why can't I be in Burlington this month? But yeah, keep an eye out for that. We got a benefit show for the American Cancer Society, January 21st. That's a Sunday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Midway Cafe in Jamaica Plain. We got acts like the Electric Street Queens, DNZL, Denzel, Jerry's Got Jokes, the ska band that had one little release earlier last year, Color Killer, and Whoopie Sticks. So keep an eye out for that. $6 at the doors, $6 at the show. Doors at 4 p.m. Yeah, benefiting the Cancer Society. Go and do that. There's our Rock the Raven for January 2018. It's basically ringing the new year with some good bands like Fordham Road, The Wrong Road's Right, Circus Trees, Little Us, and River Light. That is on January 21st, a Sunday. I wish that wasn't a Sunday so that we could go to it, because anytime's a good time to go see Fordham Road. But hey, that'll be that can be happening another day. We got the New English Spooky Cool Knox Daisy Bones at O'Brien's Pub, and yeah, we got Knox is a really cool act. Checked out some. I think this might be the same artist that I picked up some music from. Yes, this is it. They have 2 songs, Sicilian Slang and Corduroy, that dropped early in on December on Christmas Day in December, and I listened to some of them. They're pretty alright. But yeah, so keep an eye out. That's O'Brien's Pub in Allston, Mass. I might end up going to that if I have the open Thursday. Let's see, we got Unit 1 at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. That's January 26th. That's also my brother's birthday, so wish him a happy birthday on that too. Yeah, catch Unit 1, because you know what, they're a really unique jazz blend, and this is probably the last time you're going to hear from them until one of the members comes back from being abroad. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Let's see, any other major shows coming up? I know Degrader's playing a show with Trader. Traders, they're opening for Traders, I think. Yeah, keep an eye out.
Traders.
Yeah. And then we have Nathan Regime opening for Kublai Khan, and then they're opening for Bury Your Dead, and then we got I think it was that Saturday. In between those 2 days, I Set My Friends on Fire at the show in the Feet Music Hall. Robin Wood is opening for them. And also on the same day, February 24th, we have Mourn, Hive Mind, X Forgiveness, Denied X, Face First, and Vantage Point playing a free show in Rochester, New Hampshire at the Red Alert Skateboard Shop and Indoor Park. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I mean, if Rochester isn't too far, I'd like to go check that out. It also depends on whether we're going to be busy that weekend. Actually, wait, February 24th, is that the con?
Is that the last? Yes, that's the last weekend of February.
Yeah, so that I might end up going into that alone or dragging someone to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we also got a songwriter spotlight at the Middle East. We've got good artists like Tony Tobias, Sophia Ward, Zenthi Roxanne, Diamond, Maverick, Venom and Mayhem of Flight of Fire, Kyle Wilson, Amanda McCarthy, Aaron Bronkin, Joe Scon Music, and Brian Bailey. More to be announced, they say. That's interesting. Now, what's going? Anyone going that may clue us into what else might be coming down the pipeline? Don't know. But yeah, so I think that's kind of it for like the super interesting stuff that is like established. We got an interesting show that I came across. We got the Human Flight Committee 10-year anniversary reunion with the original members of it. It's a old New Hampshire band, I assume. They're playing at the Shack Scene Pub and Restaurant. And they've even got a reunion show, When Legends Die, coming back for the reunion, and At the Heart of It opening for them. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, all that fun junk. And as a reminder, Knocked Loose is playing in the Palladium upstairs on March 30th. They're fun. Keep an eye out for that. Don't get your eye busted out at that, because that would be a problem. But yeah, so I think that about does it for this episode. Next episode will be a review of the Professor Caffeine and the Insecurities, the video game EP, post-emo and a little progressive rock, all about video games and whatnot. Kind of an interesting follow-up to their comic book EP back in 2015. And yeah, that just about does it. The Rockland Rebel Radio Patreon will even be up relatively soon. We're just doing some final adjustments about how we're being paid and just how much people are paying. And yeah, that'll be ready for you guys sometime this week. And yeah, that just about does it. Follow us on our Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See Angus get weird on Twitter and start a war with the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is the first time you've actually talked since I started, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever have, like, news of anything.
I mean, like, just give input on, like, some of the shows, though.
I don't have any input.
Make input!
I can't.
Okay, fine.
I'm not an input factory.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so keep an eye out for good stuff from us coming down the pipeline. Keep an eye out for good stuff coming down this dude's pipeline.
Ew, don't talk about my pipeline like that.
Yeah, just keep an eye out for all manner of goodness, all good acts coming from Rockland Rebel Radio. And keep an eye out for stuff on our Facebook, on our Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know, keep an eye out for all those live streams coming up. And yeah, with that, I think it brings this show to a close. And thank you all for tuning in. Angus, do you want to play us out with something stupid?
What do you mean by stupid?
Or just play us out with something.
What do you mean play out? How long am I going for?